Hello, my name is Hayana. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a actress, singer, and dancer, and writer, and director, whatever I need to be to get to where I want to be. I will be revamping my YouTube channel that I initially started in high school and then stopped filming and completely left it behind. Going through a whole bunch back then. We're always going through something. Doesn't mean you have to stop pushing for your dreams. And that's what I did. I have sickle cell anemia, so I ended up dealing with chronic pain syndrome, which I learned about in my last college class. And I graduated college last year, so I'm like, why not drive for what I want? And that's to become an actress and to be on films and to write a film. And I graduated, so I no longer have any excuses. Sickle cell is under control. I'm claiming it. I'm taking medication like I should and not dealing with in and out of pain crises. So I no longer have an excuse. So I'm going to start right now. 2025, January 30th. Even though I should have started January 1st, I'm still struggling with procrastination, but this year we are going to drive for our dreams. And procrastination, sickle cell, excuses, what I don't have, what I can't do, all of that goes out the window. No more damnation, no more fear, no more doubts, no more excuses. If I want to get to where I want to be in life, I got to start putting in the work now. And that's what I'm doing 2025 because I have nothing else to do. No more obligations aside from paying rent and my car note. So why not spend all that extra time pushing for my dreams instead of just scrolling on the internet and watching other people do what I want to do in life? So starting now, we're going to do that. I'm going to do that. Hayana, the actress, singer, dancer, writer, producer, director, videographer on a Canon EOS Rebel T6. And it's my grandmother's camera, and she spent a lot of money for it. So I'm going to use it like it's the most expensive camera in the world and give the camera justice that she wasn't able to give. Rest in peace. Hopefully I make my family and my grandmother proud. And today, January 30th, I finally decided to film something. Aside from this introductory vlog, I started to film the introduction producer tagish. I don't know what the correct term for it is, but the thing that's in the beginning of the videos, like Warner Bros. And the Georgia Peach thingy and Monkey Paw, I'm filming my own version of that. That's going to be in the beginning of all of my short films. So I will have two channels. One is the vlog channel, which this video will be going on, and the other will be the channel for all of my videography concoctions, creations. But the point is, we are working for our dreams this year. And why put off working for my dreams if it's only going to get worse, especially in America? So starting this year, while I still got the chance, I'm going to do what I'm going to do while I can do it with what I have. Back to what I was saying about what I was starting to film. I was starting to film the introduction of that was going to be in all of my videos. And I was looking for a park that's like, aside from trying to figure out how to keep the camera in focus, since I am a one-woman show, trying to figure out ways to keep the camera in focus. I bought an exposure card to focus on so that when I walk in a frame, I'll just stand right there in that exact spot and keep the same distance so that I can stay in focus. But what I was doing was looking for a park. I'm in a city, and it's filled with a bunch of construction and buildings and very few places where there's greenery. So what I think is a park is just an area where there's grass in between a bunch of buildings, and it ain't even a park. So I had to drive around the city to try to find a park. And I low-key found somewhat of a park in downtown area, ironically, because it's a bunch of buildings everywhere, but it has a bunch of trees. And it has an area that's covered by the trees, so I could just walk in that area, set up, and film. But I was fighting with the clouds all day. So while I was trying to figure out, I have in my mind what I want to do, but every time I try to film it, it's just not quite right. Everything's in focus. I got the lighting right, but I don't like the distance. So let me get closer. Then once I finally figure out the distance and the proportions and how to frame myself the way I want to, Now it's getting super cloudy and I'm losing sun, and I only got like 30 seconds of sun, and it takes longer for what I'm trying to film. So hopefully we get what we get tomorrow, January 31st, and come February, I will put that out. But while I'm editing that and putting it out, I will also be filming my first short film. Last year was the closing of a lot of chapters and giving me the foundation for what I need to do in this coming year. All the excuses I gave, all the procrastination, all the doubt, all the fear, all the pain, all that chronic syndrome I was going through, that ends this year. And even though the first month we were slacking, that ends this year. Welcome to my channel and the chaos of myself and the chaos of my films. Hopefully it's enjoyable and hopefully you get a lesson out of it. My name is Hayana. I am a singer, actress, dancer, working on becoming a professional actress, not struggling, building that foundation. Hello. It is now January 31st. I am still in this shirt. Why? Because you wear the same clothes that you wear in the scene. So, but I had to change the pants though because I wore them the rest of the day and they got dirty. But it doesn't matter. It didn't take away from the look that I was trying to give. Had some hiccups today, but yesterday was a practice run, even though I was looking at yesterday as supposed to be the one and done. I forgot that you actually have to practice and rehearse what it is that you was going to do. And I was just rehearsing it in the mirror and thinking, okay, that's good. And then when I recorded, I don't know what I want. I mean, I know the look that I was looking for, but I couldn't necessarily get it. And then once I figured out the look that I was looking for, then I realized the lens that I was using made my face look fatter. I used the lens that goes wider, I think to like a 75 millimeter one or something like that. It's real long and heavy on the camera, but it blurred out the background and I love that. But typically with those wider lenses, they widen the subject. So it made my face fat, and it's already fat. It don't need to be any fatter. So I downsized the lens and just brought the camera closer and did the same thing. But today, the park was closed because of some homeless people. But in the midst of that, they allowed me to go on there. So shout out to them. for allowing me to record. And I got to do it in 4 takes. And I watched back what I recorded yesterday in the vlog, and I kept saying drive for what I wanted. What I meant to say was strive. I was thinking of drive, like putting my foot on the pedal, putting the pedal to the floor. No procrastination, just going straight forward. But this is an update on day 2, January 31st, the final day of January, and I did indeed finish filming, even though it was only a little short clip, like 1 minute max, that I'm gonna edit down to be like 15 seconds. The idea that I'm going for, hopefully I will execute it. Not no hopeful, not no try. I will execute it. And even though there were also hiccups today, the hiccups yesterday allowed me to know what I was trying to go for today. All I had to do was open my mouth and ask, and I received. This is the update. Hopefully it's interesting. Hello, vlog update. It is now Sunday, February 2nd, and I finished filming January 31st. And I started the process of editing, taking out all the background noise as much as I can with the mic, because this mic is what I have. I don't have a gigantic mic on top of the camera. I just have one that connects to me, and then I record my voice and voice memos through my phone. So I have to put those two together with the video and then edit it. This is just like the intro, as I've said. So what I'm trying to do is, since I'm recording outside, and I will add in like, show you like different clips or whatever that I'm filming. But since I'm recording outside, I want like background nature vibe noises, so little birds tweedledee-dum in the background. But finding that online for free, not necessarily for free. Like it'll say like copyright free, but then you can't really use it for what I'm trying to use it for. And honestly, I wouldn't really want to have somebody else work in my stuff. And then like things that I find on YouTube, then you would have to like, you get like a link, and then they want you to put their link in your description to give them credit. But if this is just like a little introduction video for all of my short films, I'm gonna have to put that link in just for that sound that's a part of the video on every video. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be a bit extra and find a park outside of the city, so I'm not getting a bunch of cars and traffic and alarms and all that other crap in the background, and then use this mic and hold it up wherever I am in the wilderness or whatever part, so there's more nature around. And hopefully if I go like early in the morning, set this camera up to record me attempting to get some nature sounds, then I could just use that on the background of the video, which is just honestly prolonging the entire process. But I'm thinking steps ahead, because if I just use a sound off of somebody else's YouTube channel, or just one of those sounds from a free website, it's still somebody else's work. So you have all these different guidelines where you can't really use it. And what I'm using it for, I feel like it's a restriction on that, even though it's just gonna be on YouTube. But I honestly feel like I could copyright my videos, so can't nobody take my clips and make money off of it somewhere else. So I can't necessarily do that if I'm using somebody else's stuff, right? So I'm going to attempt to record my own nature sounds just to put in a little short 15-second intro clip. But I won't have to worry about it being copyrighted because it's something that I recorded myself. So that's the dilemma after waiting the entire month of January to start recording. But we passed that now. That's in the past, literally. And we're moving forward. So now I've recorded it and got what I wanted. Now here comes the more extra steps that I will have to take. So that's update for February 2nd. Could have literally been doing this all month of January, but we gonna make it happen. I have a vision and I will bring it into fruition. Thank you.